Ladies and gentlemen, they are claiming that H.R. 40 is gaining steam since the killing of George Floyd. Well, I don't think that's a good thing, being that there's no kind of restitution package attached to this thing. And again, why do we need hearings and studies and groups and meetings for reparations when nobody else had that? So, we know it's nothing but the usual stall tactic. Make it look like we're doing something, although we're not doing anything at all. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Hill legislation exploring whether Black Americans should receive restitution for slavery may soon get a huge boost, as a growing number of Democrats are hoping to move reparations this summer as another response to the death of George Floyd. Members of the Congressional Black Caucus will huddle Wednesday to discuss in their next legislative steps as Democrats seek to confront racial inequality following the police killing of George Floyd last month. Sheila Jackson Lee, the lead sponsor of the bill, H.R. 40, said her proposal is attracting greater interest within the caucus since Floyd's death, which sparked mass protests for racial justice around the country and the globe. She's hoping to tap that energy to bring the bill to the floor for a historic vote before year's end. We now have an opportunity through H.R. 40 to have the highest level of discussion about systematic racism and race. Why do we have to keep having discussions about that? That's stupid. What, 500 years didn't show you that that's in the country? A discussion for what? Wow. And we are able to do it in a manner that is bringing people together, that acknowledge that Black Lives Matter, and acknowledge that there has to be a response, Jackson Lee said Tuesday. This is no better time for H.R. 40 to be part of the national dialogue and part of the national legislative response. This is just bullshit. Y'all, these people would die before they give us a dime. I mean, let's be real here. They would die right now before giving us 1 red cent. See, this is why they keep doing things that mean absolutely nothing. The NFL is going to sing "Lift Every Voice and Sing." That you can do that for free. Marching, you can march for free. Okay, everything they're doing is not costing them a dime. See, that's why they're all for it. But if they got to sacrifice even a penny, they're going to have an issue with that. Corporations want to give $100 million to the Black community, and we all know darn well we ain't going to see 1 dime of that money. We're not going to see not 1 red cent. This is ridiculous. We have to dialogue. No, we don't. No, we don't. Just get the shit done. Get the money. You sure got the money for COVID. Party leaders have also scheduled a vote this week on a sweeping infrastructure package, which includes provisions aimed to boost both the economy and access to service in poor, minority, and other vulnerable communities. To that list, a number of Democrats also want to add reparations. We have a decision on a number of issues, even though it might be uncomfortable for some, said Jim McGovern, chairman of the Powerful Rules Committee. I personally believe that we should take up the reparations bill. Jackson Lee's proposal did not call for direct payments. Yeah, that's why y'all want to vote on it. You're not sacrificing anything. So we know there is nothing in the bill for reparation payments, which makes the bill complete garbage. To those harmed by slavery and its legacy, nor does it promote any other specific remedial remedy approach. But you know what, ladies and gentlemen? So they're gonna broadcast this and make a big deal out of it when it's not a big deal at all. But watch, they will do that. When it comes time for them to vote on this bill, watch the grand finale they try to make out of it. And it's because there's no money behind it. A waste of time. Slavery is our original sin, and there are so many people of goodwill who want to find a response for over 200 years of bondage for the descendants of the enslaved Africans. And we're not dictating that response, Jackson Lee. The commission would be asked to take into account historic government policies, federal, state, and local, that harm Black Americans, even long after the ending of slavery, including segregation, redlining, and the Jim Crow laws of the South. And don't forget mass incarceration, the crack epidemic, right? And also Black people get COVID-19 at disproportionate rates. So you need to add that in too. The controversial legislation received a rare hearing last year in the Judiciary Subcommittee. We remember that laughable hearing they had with Danny Glover drooling and falling asleep at the table. And then we saw the Coons, and it was really a waste of time for real. All right, so the Constitution, civil rights, and civil liberties has languished since, as a party's attention to shift to impeachment last year and then the coronavirus. The majority leader, Steny Hoyer, said he would bring the bill to the floor for a vote if it passes through. Okay, so he's claiming he will bring it to, okay, whatever. Rep. Hakeem Jeffries, chair of the House Democrat caucus and another supporter of Jackson Lee's bill, suggests committee leaders are waiting for the CBC's recommendation before moving to any new legislation responding to Floyd's death. And my expectation that we won't see Chairman Nadler or the Judiciary Committee move on with anything. Okay, so they're just saying that they want to move forward with this agenda in the context of systematic racism in America, Jeffries told the reporters in the Capitol on Monday. The legislation, if we're to pass the House, is almost certain to die in the Senate. Yeah, exactly. The Republican leaders have shown no appetite for the reparations concept. Jackson Lee, for her part, is undeterred. I do think this is the time, she said. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it don't matter if it dies in the Senate because there's no money attached to the bill. They have no intentions on passing this thing with any payments going to the direct descendants of slaves. So I don't really care that it would die in the Senate. I really don't. I really don't. But y'all, please tell me what you think about them trying to resurrect this meaningless, laughable bill and trying to get it passed with no benefit for the Black community at all. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.